Shelly Callahan, she was waiting yesterday through the debacle yesterday morning, and I want to get her right in so she doesn't have to wait any longer. From the Mohawk Valley Center for Refugees. Shelly, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So tell me, you guys are right now in the midst of funding, and if there's one area that we probably all could agree on, even some people who've been somewhat controversial on the refugee issue, is this all comes down to funding and being able to support these people and to help the transformation for these people into our community. It all comes down to money, right?
Yeah, it does. Money helps.
Money
Absolutely.
helps, yeah. So what are you needing, and what do you see happening in the budget? I mean, this is a big budget week.
Yeah. So, are you talking about the state budget?
State budget,
is that what
yeah,
you're asking me, or our budget?
Well, state budget, basically state budget, and there are cuts on the federal budget as well that we're seeing that may very well come to fruition here from the feds on down.
Right. Well, I'm concerned about a lot of different things going on with both the state and federal budget. But in terms of our budget, the reason that we're experiencing a cash crunch right now is the number of our arrivals has dropped precipitously. So it looks like we're going to resettle only somewhere around 40% of our expected arrivals for the year.
Okay.
And the way funding happens for refugee resettlement is it's per capita per refugee.
Got it. So when your numbers go down, then your numbers go down.
Right, of the arrivals, but it really doesn't, that doesn't impact so much how many clients, refugees and immigrants we serve every week. And it's still hundreds of folks come here for case management, employment services, immigration and citizenship services, traffic safety services. So the Refugee Center is as busy as ever, and unfortunately not funded to the extent that we need to be.
I've been working on a project involving refugees and immigrants coming to, and their effect on the Utica area, Utica, Rome, Mohawk Valley area, and it is, boy, we see it in the schools too. The funding is so important because it almost becomes an unfunded mandate where we have to help these people transition. We have to help them in our schools, and if the money is not there, we're going to fall short.
Yeah, and I have to admit, education funding is not my area of expertise.
Yeah.
There is a refugee school impact grant that is federal dollars funneled through the state that the Utica City School District gets, but, again, that's just sort of out of my bailiwick. So
when it comes to your budget, is it all going to have to come from the state or federal government? How are you able to raise money, or are you just going to need help from our local officials?
Well, the challenge grant that we're currently undertaking in partnership with the Community Foundation, where they have agreed to match $20,000 dollar for dollar if we raise $20,000. So that's one way we're dealing with our budget shortfall. Yeah. But we do have programs here that we do charge fees for. So some of our immigration and citizenship services have fees, our language services. We are unique in that way that we do sort of have programs here that are able to raise a little bit of money to sort of cover the gaps in some of our underfunded programs.
Got it.
But with the budget shortfall I'm looking at for this federal fiscal year, that's just not going to be enough. And so I've already had to lay staff off. It's possible that I will have to lay more staff off. And I really want to avoid having to lay off essential case management staff. Mm-hmm. And, our federal partners have asked all the resettlement agencies to, remain viable because they expect things to return to some sense of normal in the next federal fiscal year. Mm-hmm. But there's been, without the money to do so, without the money to maintain staff, that's going to be pretty hard to do. All
right, let's keep on this. I want to keep on this for you, Shelly, and we'll talk again real soon, all right?
Thank you.
All right, thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Shelly Callahan, Mohawk Valley Center for Refugees.